So today we're working on a 2005 Dodge Sprinter van. It's an inline 5 or 6 cylinder diesel, like a big cube van almost. And it has a problem with the ABS and traction control. I would describe it as an unwarranted traction control actuation or ABS actuation. Right now there are no warning lights on in the dash, but as soon as I drive it, I'm going to back it up here. It should set a fault code or cause a problem with the data. I'm going to turn around and get going forward first. Well, there are no warning lights on yet, but I'm just driving slowly and I'm going to gradually brake, and you should hear it go through an unwarranted ABS actuation. No, it didn't do it that time. No, it did it one time off camera, but now it doesn't want to do it. And it's not doing the ABS problem now either. Or the traction control problem. Well, it did it. I felt the pedal pulsate against my foot. I've got a recording of the data, and we'll have a look at that. So last weekend I had done a network scan on this thing, and it had right rear RPM sensor signal and wheel speed sensor signal error. There was incorrect CAN message from ABS, right rear wheel spin, incorrect CAN message from ESP. Everything was pointing towards the right rear speed sensor, so I took it for a small road test and recorded data. And here's the recording of the data, and you can see as I start driving, this is the left front speed sensor, this is the right front, left rear, right rear. As I'm driving it, you can see, you know, the right rear speed signal is hit and miss, erratic. So what I did was look to see what kind of a sensor it is. It is a magnetic pulse generator, so therefore it is influenced by the air gap. The air gap is supposedly adjustable, although it's rusted in there. I pulled the wheel and the rotor off, and the reluctor ring with the teeth in it is deteriorated. So what we're going to attempt to do today is replace that reluctor without disassembling the rear axle. So that should be interesting. So with the rear wheel, brake caliper, and rotor removed, you can see inside here, and you can actually see the speed sensor sticking through there. It's in the back here. And the reluctor wheel, which is this part right here, is deteriorated, rusted. It is supposed to look like this. This is what the new one looks like. It's got a bit of a, like almost a 45-degree angle on it. At first I didn't even know there was a reluctor tooth pattern on there when I looked in there with a borescope. So this is actually pressed onto the axle shaft in here, and it requires the axle removal, which is a huge pain in the ass. I will show you the procedure at the end of this video or somewhere in here so that you know what's really involved. Like I said, I'm going to attempt to replace this reluctor without taking the axle out. You don't have to remove the parking brake shoes though. So with the parking brake shoes kind of removed partially, you can see the reluctor teeth, and the reluctor wheel here is basically rusted away from itself. So this piece here is normally pressed on. So we're going to use a cold chisel to cut it, to get it off of the axle shaft, and then we're going to cut the new one into 2 pieces, put it back over top of this, and secure it with a band clamp for a CV boot. So I used a cold chisel to cut that soft reluctor ring in half, so there's no reluctor on there now. And as you can guess, I'm going to cut the new reluctor ring precisely in half in between the slots so that I don't end up with a wider slot. Clean up this axle shaft with some emery cloth, and then reinstall the reluctor ring as 2 pieces, securing it in place with a CV boot clamp. So this is how I plan to secure the two halves on there. I might consider using some crazy glue just to hold it in place while the clamp is being put on. It's a CV boot clamp. There's more than enough room around there. Nothing's going to interfere with that. I just have to be careful to cut this perfectly in between the window here so that I don't make a wider window. Now I measured the diameter of the axle shaft. It's 3 inches, and the inside of this is about 5/10 smaller, so it's a press fit. Obviously it was, and it might end up with a slightly larger gap where the joint is. Hopefully not. I don't think it'll affect this magnetic pulse generator. We'll have to see. So here is the recording before, and here is the recording after. I just came back from a road test with the vehicle, recorded wheel speed signals, and they look beautiful. The only thing I would do if I do it again is I would consider machining about 5/10 out of the inside of that ring before cutting it in half, so that you don't end up with a slightly wider air gap on one of those Reluctor tooths. Although it doesn't seem to have affected it, so eventually it's going to fail on the other side the same way because it's rusty. I'm going to show you what's involved in changing that Reluctor according to the service literature. So this is a 2500 Sprinter with a 5-cylinder 2.7 liter diesel. So just to R&R the axle shaft, step 1, pull the ABS sensor out of the clamp. Well, it ain't coming out. And I followed the wires that go to about the middle of the truck, and so you'd have to depin it if you're going to leave that in there. Remove the entire axle assembly, as you can see in this picture here. Then once the axle is off, then we go into replacing the axle bearing. Release the locking ring, which you're going to need a new one. And then using this special wrench and securing the axle in a vise, remove the internal bearing retainer, retaining nut. I don't have that wrench. And on reinstallation, let's see what the torque is on that nut. Screw on the bearing nut to 369 foot-pounds. That's going to be difficult to do. There's not even a hex on it, so I can't even use a spanner or anything else. So likely you would need that as well. To press the axle off or press the bearing off, they have a special service tool that goes in between there to press it off. I don't have that. And of course you're going to disturb the seal, so you'll need a new seal as well in there. So that's why I elected to do what I did, cut this Reluctor in half. And so far I think it's worked out okay. We'll see what happens. Time will tell.